Welcome to Session 14, Involving Parents and Families. The learning outcomes for this session will be to learn how to build positive and productive relationships with families. You will be able to define different types of families and how to establish partnerships with families. You will also learn a variety of ways to communicate with families. Functional Area 11, Families. You will establish a positive, responsive, cooperative relationship with each child's family. You will engage in two-way communication with families, encourage their involvement in the program, and support the child's relationship with his or her family. Items 11.1. You will provide various opportunities to appreciate and communicate with children's families are included as a part of your regular program. Item Area 11.2. You will appreciate the uniqueness of each family by welcoming and respecting every family. Items 11.3. You will partner with families to support the needs of their children by working closely with each family and by maintaining open communications with all families. Items 11.4. You will help families understand and support the healthy growth and development of their children by providing information and opportunities to help families meet their child's developmental needs. The definition of families is a group of people who are related to each other. The different type of families are nuclear families, cohabitating families, single-parent families, blended families, grandparent-led families, interracial or transracial families, foster group home families, kinship care families, commuter families, and transnational families. Single-parent families are mothers or fathers who are head of the family and is one-parent household. Blended families are families that consist of divorces or remarriages, and the children are biologically related to one parent. Grandparent-led families are where the grandparents are the head of the household and raises a grandchild. Interracial families are parents that are of different races, and the children are typically biracial. A transracial family consists of parents of a different race who adopts children of different races. Foster and group home families consist of families that are formed in the best interests of the children, who are often placed with the families by the courts or other government agencies. Kinship care families are arrangements made either legally or informal for relatives to care for the children instead of the parents. Commuter families are parents who work and live away from each other due to work obligations. Transnational families live in different parts of the countries each year. Communicating with families. There are several different ways to communicate with families. It can be in the form of welcome mails, morning drop-off, afternoon, evening pickup, phone calls and emails, newsletters, blogs, children's portfolios, bulletin boards, calendars, conferences, parent orientations, notes, journals, and verbal communications. There are three popular forms of written communication. That is newsletters, news flashes, and letters to parents. Newsletters most often include information concerning a variety of subjects. They are shared on a regular basis. Letters most often address only one subject and are sent out as needed. A daily news flash contains bits of news that parents can discuss with their children. These forms of communication are often written or printed on paper. However, email is also an option that parents and teachers can use for effective communication. Written communication are popular for one important reason. They require less time and energy for the teacher than meeting on multiple telephone calls. If a letter is sent out regarding an upcoming event, the teacher need only compose one letter and then print copies and that letter for all parents. Families also like written communication for the same reason. A newsletter can be read over a weekend, during lunch hour, or while commuting. This saves parents time and energy as well. When using written communication, keep your communication short, clear, and simple for all parents. Short messages are appreciated by busy parents. Simple, clear written prevents misinterpretation of the message. Methods for more effective communication with preschool parents. As a preschool teacher, you have to be an expert in many areas. You are expected to coach, mediate, and teach while communicating all of this to the parents in your classroom. When a new school year starts, introduce yourself with a letter. Before school starts, send a welcome letter to your students and their families. Give preview of some things that will take place in your class. As stated earlier, a newsletter is a great idea. Send it out once or twice a month. Be sure to include important dates like due dates for upcoming projects or dates for special events. Have a question of the month that your students can answer. Here are a few to try. If you could have 3 wishes, what would they be? Or what chores do you have to do? Be creative and have fun with them. Have parent conferences once a semester. If face-to-face conferences isn't possible, have a phone conference. It is important to keep parents up to date on their children's progress. Be positive. When you have to share bad news or give a negative report, try to sandwich it in between 2 positive traits about the student. Ways to promote successful parent communication consist of effective communication, effective listening, problem solving, and a positive attitude. Examples for effective communication consist of talking slow. Repeat if you do not understand what is being said to you, and always maintain eye contact. For effective listening, always establish privacy. Give eye contact, avoid distractions, paraphrase or restate what is said in your own words. For problem solving, get the facts before drawing conclusions. Define the problem, generate alternatives, select a solution, restate the agreement. Always have a positive attitude. Stay positive, avoid physical or facial expressions. Always have a positive attitude. Stay positive, avoid physical or facial expressions. Avoid personal opinions and be professional at all times. The Center for Early Childhood Education at Eastern Connecticut State University has completed research on involving parents. Let's take a look at what the research shows.
You know how important it is for parents to become involved in their children's learning. And you've probably found some great ways already to get parents to participate. But it's a continuing challenge. Fuel your thinking with ideas from Jamie Klein, the director of the Child and Family Development Resource Center at Eastern Connecticut State University.
How'd things go today?
You had a good day.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
The research really suggests that their children do better in school when parents are involved.
Yeah, tell me.
Do you remember?
Trust is the foundation of really any good early childhood program. If you build trust with a family, then, the world is your oyster. You can really do anything because then that allows you to develop a really intimate relationship, and it also allows you into their world.
Gained 7 pounds. So.
She gained weight. Good.
Yeah, I had to buy her new clothes and everything. I knew there was a difference.
Leaving a child at any center, there's always an anxiety level, a mixture of relief that you have them in such good hands with anxiety that you're not there every moment, and again, relief that you're not there every moment of the day.
What's the second letter in your name?
They're in the hands of other people, so not only is it an advantage and reassuring to the parent to know what's happening when they're at school, but also creates a kind of cohesion with what you do at home. Knowing where they are in terms of language and skills and motor abilities. You sort of notice as a parent, but becomes a part of the blur of watching a child grow up.
Sometimes parents really need coaching on how to ask their children questions.
You want to tell Mom what we did at Circle Time?
Yeah, tell me.
Do
And one of the things that we teach parents is to ask very specific questions.
You guys still learning about spiders? Yes. Yes?
And when they actually spend time in the classroom, they become so familiar with the routine that they automatically know how to ask questions like, you know, what did you have for snack today?
So, ready?
When a parent is involved in a child's schooling, it impacts their educational experience because they have a basis, they have a foundation, and they have some knowledge as to what that child is learning and why that child is learning that at that particular time. So it's that tie-in of extending the learning from the classroom to home.
Well, he said, is it when it's cold and we huddle?
So that's why that link from home to school is so important. That's why we want parents in the classroom. That's why we provide parent newsletters. That's why at the end of the day we'll have a little wipe-off board that says what the highlights of the day were. We have parent volunteers who just really want to just come in and be in the classroom, you know, for whatever amount of time, you know, they can volunteer. And that's really a wonderful way to develop relationships with parents.
These grow on trees, right?
Yeah.
These grow on trees?
Yes, they do grow on trees.
One of the things that has been so successful is giving parents actual hands-on material. It may be, you know, just a list of favorite books that their children enjoy reading and taking them home from the library at school. To give you some ideas, but then we have the PTO, the Parent Teacher Organization, which is an organization that meets, you know, at least monthly. They plan different activities both in the classroom, and then they plan events out of the classroom, family events.
Share information between each other about
But I'm hoping that what it will develop into is also a sort of feedback mechanism for parents, that we develop a way of having conversations with teachers.
There are so many ways that parents can get involved. The key is to offer a variety of ways so that the parent can find some way that they're comfortable.
Let it be said by our children's children that when we were tested, we refused.
I think once parents really have the foundation and understand why we do certain things the way that we do them, then, you know, they understand, and it's much easier for them to become involved and stay connected and try to practice those things at home.
Hey, Mommy.
Look at his tongue. You.
It's big, but
Hi, Melanie.
I'm the baby.
Hi, baby.
What are you doing, Mommy?
When reflecting on involving parents, we must remember trust is built on communication, and we must build trust through relationships. Involving parents and families in children's learning process by supporting them in areas you see children needing additional support. And invite them to volunteer in the classroom, such as through story readings, monthly activities, outings, and field trips. For this week's assignment, you will read in Essentials, page 275. You will also complete the involvement activity. You will write on the discussion board answering questions and responding to another student's response. You will also complete this week's assessment.